All right, I do a lot of my stuff just like stream of the moment, so you're not really getting a lot of like sharply edited footage when I'm here right now. This is just something new I'm trying now, kind of like to make it realistic. I still got my coffee right here. Yeah, so taking the one of the first things I did notice about since I've taken the Adderall is that it's actually made my speech feel normal. My thoughts are more controlled. Now, why is it taking me so long to get organized? Well, that's because oftentimes when you use medication such as Adderall, while it does put you in it gives you a more focused state, you also have to develop, the systems at the same time. The thing I've always found out is that, number one, I always hate it when I see people portray smart drugs and shit they portray it like a smart drug, one of those cheap things that supposedly makes you smarter. It does gives you a bolt of energy, you're staying up a lot later, cuts your appetite, cuts a lot of your bad impulses to make bad decisions. I mean, granted, me, I probably do still spend too much on coffee, but at least I'm not paying like $1 on water every single day. It's Vegas, folks. That's how prices are around here, especially on the Strip, unless you go like Crazy Eli's or something. So what's my advice I can give? Okay, if you're gonna do Adderall, go any medication, the biggest thing I've learned so far is that you gotta just understand it's not gonna be a fix-it-all. Like me, I immediately felt a lot of energy, but I realized, why am I still not as productive as I want to be? That's because I never really designed a system for it. So I have started designing a system though, because I recently, I performed over in Flappers Comedy. I've recently been performing over tonight. I've actually got a show over at the Pawn Stars over at Pawn Plaza. I was supposed to do a radio interview today, but as you can see earlier on my car, things obviously didn't go so well with my car getting broken into. And to my knowledge, I don't think anything's been stolen because that car is very, very, very shabby looking. So and that's unfortunately my own fault. So that literally is the only thing that saved me. That literally was the only thing that saved me was essentially my, oh yeah, this is my house, by the way, just for that. There's pretty nice. I got about 7 roommates, so that's always cool. Yeah, I do really like this area, in spite of the fact that, yeah, I do have, so the fact that, my car got broken into, but, shit happens. You just always got to be able to go through it. And one of the things I learned about Adderall and having ADHD is that, the Adderall helps a lot in which you understand what's making your ADHD worse. Me, I understand I've got the negative thought spiral. That is always the worst one. It's like just a rotating kick in the balls, basically. That's honestly what it is. It's just like one negative thought, then one negative thought. Half the times negative thoughts aren't even related to the situation. You just literally feel this rush of negativity. And it's the worst thing ever. It really is. It's just it's like a carousel of just getting kicked in the nuts over and over again. That literally is what it feels like. So what am I doing right now? Why am I kind of bright and sunny, just kind of talking like this on YouTube, honestly? Well, number one, I'm trying to do a vlog to kind of maybe, just give you into a little backstory about kind of who I am, just kind of what I do. Yeah, I usually do kind of an over-the-top character when I'm on stage in comedy, just an exaggeration of all my weird shit I do. I mean, it's weird. It's in real life it wouldn't work for me, but it's on stage it kind of makes me a little bit it helps me out as my stage persona. One thing though, as I fear, is that it kind of makes it a little bit nervous. It kind of makes me seem like I'm nervous when I'm not, when I'm on stage. So that's a big thing that I'm trying to work on, is to not look as nervous. I know I watched my own. I reacted to my own, I'm working on a reaction to my own Flappers video that I made. And don't get me wrong, it's a really nice video, but it's a really nice video, but this thing, really good performance, but I noticed I clap my hands quite a bit too much, and that's the thing, I get a lot of anxiety, so sometimes my hands clap. I want to be able to focus it, so I do less of it. I need to just sit down and really get rid of that. But it's before the Adderall, I could never think of this. I could never think of all these little things that I could be doing. But it kind of gives my brain a stability, It's it gives you more energy, but, at the same time, the best thing is the stability, the focus, actually getting to understand what you can do better, notice your quirks, notice when things are coming. It helps you build your systems and plan your goals. That's what it's good for. It's not an all-ends be-all solution. If you're just taking Adderall and think it's going to solve all your problems for ADHD, no, that's completely inaccurate. It's not going to work. It is never going to work that way. I mean, some people maybe, but for me, I know what it did at least do was show me the systems I need to do. So what I'm doing right now is like I've been making a plan. Of course, you know, there's some days you're realizing that, you know, your plans go haywire. Like, you know, you get this that happens right over here. You know, you get your car broken into. But at the same time, ladies and gentlemen, you know, but the same thing, you know, at the same time, you know, it's like you just got to keep moving on. And that was the thing about me. Like, usually whenever something bad happened, I usually never could get over it. Like, I'd just be like going to such a negative thought spiral where I'd just be like, negativity. And, you know, I never got anything done. I never took any steps to do better. But honestly, like, my room's all cleaned out now. Like, you know, since I've got the ADHD and the Adderall, like, I'm going to post a video a little bit later of just what my room looked like before the Adderall. So I'm just, so at the same time, I'm just like, you know, kind of in my head, I'm just wondering, like, you know, why it didn't go off, you know, like why it, why I didn't do it sooner. But it was so, like, everything when your life is clean and when you're decluttered, you have no idea how much of a de-stressor that is. It's just absolutely wonderful. But yeah, ladies and gentlemen, this is what happens when you're disorganized, though. Your car gets broken into. That's right. Your car gets broken into. When you're disorganized, your car gets broken into. They saw all the stuff I had, and they decided to break into it. But luckily, that's just a bunch of garbage. That's from an old life. That's from an old life of disorganization. That's what that is. That is an old life of disorganization. Luckily, I'm not totally the same dude anymore, so that's a good thing. Not completely the same dude, so yeah, it happens, you know, it happens. Alright, but the cool thing is, I got my little comedy show coming up on 8 p.m. today, so I'm not going to let that bother me. I've been rehearsing for this. I'm going to do a 10-minute set, so I'm pretty excited for, like, you know, all the different material I'm going to say when I'm up there. Now I'm going to, like, you know, move my car, obviously, to get it out, so people don't try to just keep reaching into it and taking shit out, so, you know, because obviously I don't want that. All the doors were locked, too. Like, the doors stayed locked. No one, they never opened it. So, I mean, they broke into the window, obviously, took a bunch of shit out and threw it around, but they didn't actually open the, they weren't able to unlock or open any of the doors, so that's a good thing, which is weird because, I mean, they could have just reached down there and unlocked them, but they didn't, so, oh well. Well, you know, that's life, ladies and gentlemen. You know, sometimes it's just, you know, sometimes when life hits you in the balls, you just gotta stay organized, stay positive, and the Adderall really helps you do that. Like that, I'm on for my ADHD. It just helps me realize that, like, you know, when you get kicked in the nuts once, it doesn't have to be an entire carousel getting kicked in the nuts. Essentially, that's what I've learned from it. You know, just, and plus I'm getting organized now, and now I know what I'm leaving behind. No more disorganization, much less chance of having people messing with your stuff. So that's what I learned.